was my Genius Hour project for Mr. Brazo. The first question is why did you choose to do this activity? I chose this activity because I really like to snowboard. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I've always built like small boxes in my backyard using just a piece of plywood and some cinder blocks, and they always fell apart and they always just didn't last very long and they get broken all the time. And I really wanted to build a nice one for once, so that's what I did. The next question is, why did you choose to do what did you choose to do with your freedom of choice? I decided to build a fun box, which is basically just a small, it's something you can ride across with on a snowboard. For it to be considered a fun box, it's got to be less than a foot wide, which mine is 7 inches wide. So it's a fun box. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Next question is, what do you find interesting or challenging about this activity? Why are you passionate about this? What I found challenging about this activity was finding a surface for the top, the piece that my snowboard slides across. I was really, I don't know, it was challenging to find a piece that would be light and wouldn't scratch my snowboard when I went across, so I didn't want any sharp corners. When I was at Granite Peak, which is in Wausau, over Christmas break, they had the guys from the Sonar snowboarding team there, and I talked to them because I noticed that they had a bunch of different jib boxes, fun boxes, and rails and everything, and normal boxes. And I asked them if they build them themselves, and they said, yeah, we build all of ours ourselves. So I asked them what they used for their materials. They actually showed me some of their boxes because I explained them the project that I was doing, and they thought it was sweet. What they use for the top of their boxes is polycarbonate. It's kind of like plexiglass, except it's white and it's a little bit softer, so that's not going to scratch your board. One thing that they said is a huge must is that you recess your screws that you hold your top layer on so that doesn't scratch your snowboard. I then looked on the internet to see how much a sheet of polycarbonate was, and it was quite expensive. For a 1/8 inch thick piece of polycarbonate that was 5 feet long and a foot wide was almost $75. So I decided that's not what I was going to be using because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this project. I figured I could just find something around the house. Why am I passionate about this? I really like to snowboard, and I really don't want to pay every time. I want to have fun on boxes, so build my own. Next question is, what are the challenges or obstacles you found along the way? Biggest challenge really was finding a surface. That's really it. Next question is, how did you deal with these obstacles? I dealt with these obstacles by finding a surface that was good, affordable, and wouldn't scratch my board. I ended up using a piece of trim that we used to have on the top of our half walls in our house, but we took them down. It was just laying around. It was stained and varnished, so it was nice and smooth. Didn't have any really sharp edges. It was 7 inches wide. It was 5 feet long. I thought it was a good idea, and turned out that it was. What plan of action did I take to overcome setbacks? Basically, I just found what I needed to find and made a good top for my box. Next question is, what successes did you find along the way? The biggest success I found was finding a suitable top for my box, which was good. I've tested it a bunch of times now, and it works great. It's nice and slippery. It doesn't stick very much. Barely any at all, actually. Next question is, were you able to achieve your goal? Why am I not? I was very much able to achieve my goal. I built my box. It's real sturdy. Took me just a couple hours to build it and make my designs. So I would say that I did achieve my goal. And then demonstration of what I created, learned, and my new ability. I pretty much just going to do creating because I already know how to ride across the box. So that's going to be the video right here. So check it out. My friend Derek was the one driving the snowmobile. That was really cool being towed behind a snowmobile on a snowboard. It was a lot like wakeboarding. I thought it was kind of fun. It was way more fun than usual snowboarding because there was a lot of different factors I had to kind of calculate in there because he'd kind of slow down and start back up. And so I'd have to have more and less slack in the rope that I was holding onto behind it. And then like sometimes I'd like go out of the trail, which would kind of be like going out of the wake on a wakeboard. And it got really challenging, and the snow was just completely slush. So the nose end of my snowboard was always falling down, so I was constantly hanging back, and that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys liked my project. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.